If you've been a fan or avid hater of Brilliant Idiots, then you know the biggest puzzle or question mark is over the last year and some changes, where's Wax? All right, where did Wax go? Now, Wax was a recurring guest slash host on Brilliant Idiots, and he was also Charlamagne the God's right-hand man, bodyguard, and longtime friend. But almost immediately after Wax split with his wife, Wax just stopped showing up, and they sort of slowly edged Wax out of the picture. Wax is no longer on Brilliant Idiots, and Charlamagne the God, kind of made it public that Wax is no longer his bodyguard. We just sort of assumed that Wax and Charlamagne's relationship split due to Wax and his wife splitting. Now, the only reasonable, assumption that comes from why Charlamagne and Wax was split because Wax split from his wife is to assume that Wax did something to his wife that's so messed up that Charlamagne either thought, bro, you bad for business, or I just can't like you as a person any longer. Now, we got some insight into this when Carla took to her Instagram story and pretty much said, listen, Wax cheating and sending news to intern isn't why we split. It's much worse. And the only thing much worse than, cheating is physical abuse. But that was still assumptions until today, because Carla kind of opened up about her relationship with Wax, and it's really bad.
No, actually, I wasn't like Dubai. You're right. It wasn't, because at that time it wasn't. It turned out to be Dubai.
It turned into Dubai.
Right. No, it felt perfect. This is, I think, when we all are we're not looking for something and you feel like, oh, it's God sent. Mm-hmm. And we think it's God sent, but we don't take a second to sit back
to question
and
it.
Is it really God? Mm-hmm. Or is it the devil in disguise?
Lord.
So I got into this relationship with someone that I thought I knew, but sometimes when you have friends, and even if you talk to them often, you're not asking the real questions that you need to ask. So it ended up being a very public relationship.
My first clue that Wax was going to be in some real big trouble was when Carla said that her relationship with Wax was a gift from the devil. Homie, bro. Yo, I got chicks that I dated that we don't get along, that I don't even think they will say that. Yo, Flacco was a gift from the devil. But Wax could have still said, man, she not talking about me, man. But then she made sure to add on, hey, it was a real public relationship. We were friends first. Carla only had one real public relationship, bro, and that was with Wax. All right, so Wax can't even deny she ain't talking about him, bro. She's talking about Wax. And when she gets into details, oh no, it gets bad. So she starts off by just giving more identifying information about Wax. They had a baby, he moved her to Jersey, et cetera, et cetera. But then she said that Wax was a perfect boyfriend when, they were dating the pregnancy. But once the baby came, she said Wax changed.
We went to therapy. I was already in therapy. I was already doing my work
together
for him. So when we got together, we got to go to therapy right away because we're good now. So let's talk about this. My therapist knows me. I've always been saying I don't want any more kids. So we got to talk about to see if this is going to be a thing. My kid is about to be out the door. I want to be in Italy, tits out, hanging out, living my life. I've been a mom since I was 18, my whole life. So it seemed right. And it started the family and everything changed.
As she dives deeper into the story, bruh, she makes, again, Wax, you the home, well, not your home, because I don't know you, Wax. But Wax, if this is true, Wax, you a sicko. But she begins to tell a story and painting Wax as the monster. She said Wax is the devil who got her out of the church, got her away from God, had her live in a secular and demonic lifestyle. She said that Wax then got her pregnant, convinced her to get pregnant, took her away from her family, moved her to a new city by herself in isolation, and then as soon as he convinced her to move to isolation with him, he switched into a monster.
And sometimes we're so blinded by what we want versus what God wants for us. And I think I derailed a little bit. I was so strong back into church. I grew up in the church. I was born in it, and I went more towards what I wanted versus what God wanted for me, but he's still gonna make a way. So I move, bring the kids up there. The second I land into basically isolation, things changed. It was like a
light switch.
Push the button, everything switched instantly.
Now at this point, I'm like, bro, what could have Wax possibly done, bro? All right, she describing Wax as Lucifer respawn. What could this man have possibly done, bro? Taking you away from God, moving you to isolation, and then changing. What could he have done? Well, she finally broke down what he done, bro, and dog, you're not ready for this, man.
It's your love is situational.
Yeah, mine was probably a little bit different because once things started getting really bad, by the same therapist who had already been seeing us separately. Because we went together, but I was like, well, we go to things separate when we're good, and if things start getting rocky or whatever, just tune-ups. Because the cars need tune-ups and we need tune-ups. She told me he had narcissistic personality disorder. This is what's going on here. And I had never heard of that.
She's long stroking this, bro. Like, she is edging us and long stroking us, taking us to the edge to really walk us through the story. So she said, again, so after telling us that Wax is a narcissist, right, that he was diagnosed as a narcissist, she then tells us that while she was caring for her dying grandmama, she finds out that Wack was cheating on her, and Wack got that same girl pregnant 2 months later while a wedding ring was on her finger. God damn, bro. Hey, yo, bro. Wax, man.
Ever. Once I was told this, I was actually in Puerto Rico with my grandmother who was passing away, and he was actually back in Jersey messaging his next supply. You know, that same week, found her, and within 2 months had her pregnant. But when I got back,
oh Lord,
ring on my finger, ready to go, baby on my arm. 3 days I packed up my stuff and left because for those 3 days I didn't sleep reading about what this meant.
Yeah,
because I didn't know what it was.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. I feel like if you a serial cheater, the least you can do, bro, is to take an off day where your girl is tending to her dying grandmama, bro. But even Wax cheating or getting another girl pregnant, again, that's foul, that's bad, all right? Wax is a scum for that, right? But I don't think that Charlamagne the God, the serial cheater, Charlamagne the God, I don't think that's enough for Charlamagne the God to distance himself away from Wax and, you know, and not F with Wax no more. But we soon find out exactly what did it for Charlamagne and everybody around Wax.
I went to a wedding. I went to a wedding where Joe Rogan was there and all kinds of celebrities. And I was wearing so much makeup on my throat, right here on my neck, to cover it up because it happened that night before. But if you look at those videos and those pictures, I am so in love.
Lord.
So in love. Lord. You can tell us that we were next.
Oh,
we were next.
No.
We were next 4 months later.
Carla is referring to going to Andrew Schultz's wedding with Wax. Joe Rogan was there, Charlamagne was there, and a lot of other people was there. Now, she says that she had to cover up her bruises on her body with makeup because Wax physically abused her the night before the wedding. Now, here's the thing. Bro, that's deep. That's deep. Because I'll be real, like, I see Wax's personality, and on the podcast, I don't even think that Wax is capable of doing such a thing. But if it is true, I can understand why Charlamagne would probably want to distance himself as far away from Wax as possible. Because one, Charlamagne got his own accusations. And the last thing you want is for Andrew Schultz to be on a podcast with Charlamagne, who got the grape accusations, and then Wax, who's an alleged woman beater. Right? So Charlamagne probably wanted to distance himself from Wax for that reason. Andrew Schultz is probably like, bruh, like, listen, I'm already dealing with backlash for being on this podcast with Charlamagne, bruh. I can't be on this podcast with Wax as well. Right? So I can see how both Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz probably came to the decision to probably like keep Wax away from him. That effectively probably terminated their business relationship. But how Wax took the news or how Wax acted afterwards, I'm pretty sure Wax didn't take it well. I'm pretty sure Wax was lashing out. And that probably led to where him and Charlamagne is currently, where their friendship is non-existent as well. And he's no longer his bodyguard. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Charlamagne and Wax relationship got terminated because of the abuse allegations? And while you at it, click on this video right here to find out why Joe Budden is ruining his podcast again. I'm gonna see you guys in this video. Peace.